What's up guys, we're in Carlos's E36. He's come down to show us his car today. How are we doing, Carlos?
All good?
Yeah. All good, yeah, not bad. It does essentially feel like you're driving at coilovers, and quite, I wouldn't say they're too stiff, they're not too soft. You can adjust all that, can't you?
Yeah, I mean you get.
It does drive nice.
In terms of adjustment with the damper, sorry, it's much better. You get a much more gradual, like, actual adjustment with air than you do with coilovers. I mean, I used to have HSDs, and these have got so much more room for adjustment than HSDs, and also you can kind of change how soft or how hard the car drives. And then with coilovers you're kind of limited, really. You can change springs like I used to, and you can play with the dampening, but once you've got a stiff spring in it, you just got a stiff spring, and you really have to compromise between handling and looks.
Thanks for coming down, man, appreciate it.
No worries, anytime.
You're going to show us your E36.
Yeah,
Here it is. Very cool. So it's sitting pretty nicely in there at the moment.
Yeah. Obviously uneven ground, it's always an issue with air, but it sits right here.
It's pretty fucking cool. How long have you had this thing now?
I think near enough 3 years now.
3 years?
Yeah, about that actually. Possibly going into 4. I've had a few of these. This, I think it's number 6, perhaps 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a few.
Was it like this when you picked it up?
No.
Was it a sport originally? I mean, have you had to add things like that to it?
It's basically a full. It was originally a 500 quid car that was trashed. A mate of mine actually bought it to skid it, only because it had Vaders in it, and he thought it'd be a cheap enough car, and then you could just basically trash it. And I fell in love with it because it was white, and I actually wrote off.
Yeah, you don't see many white ones about, really, do you?
Not non-sun roof as well, yeah. So it's
roof.
Yeah, that's it. It's a non-sun roof coupe. It was already a 6-cylinder, but unfortunately it was an auto. So when my mate bought it, he actually changed the gearbox,
it's switched to a manual now.
Yeah, it's converted to manual.
Have a look inside.
With got rid of the clutch delay valve, so it's got clutch delay valve delete, lovely braided line in there.
That's cool.
eBay short shifter.
Short shifter, what's that, a Nardi gear knob?
Yes, a Nardi gear knob
to match
with
the
mashing steering wheel.
That's cool.
Don't know how long it's going to stay in there, but
it's obviously got the full Vader interior.
So
this is out of an M3 originally.
Yeah, it's the first gen Vaders, so they haven't got the bulky headrests.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and flat. So the backs as well, flat backs, which are quite nice. You don't see many of these. A lot of them Vaders you see are from the first gen.
Yeah.
Full leather interior, which has all been, some bits have been literally
decent condition, really.
Well,
what's the mileage on the car?
162,000.
162.
Yeah, it used to be my daily. I used to daily it. I used to daily a static, so I did trash it a little bit, but that's why I went air in the end, because it was so much easier to keep it in the condition that it is now.
Shut the door.
Yeah.
So you got some stretch in the tyres there.
Yeah.
To go for that optimal fitment.
Yeah,
cool.
Which is difficult in this ground again, but it's alright.
But you haven't really had any issues with stretched tyres, have you? I mean, you drive the car pretty hard from what I've seen.
Yeah, I like to drive it as hard as I can when I get the chance. But yeah, tyres are, I mean, I'm running 215 35s in the front because they're 9.5 inch wheels.
9.5 on the front?
Yeah, and then I've got 10s in the back. 10's pretty tame, but I just didn't want to have too much camber because like I do drive it, so it's just annoying. I mean, at the moment it's like and on drive height it's like -9, and even that it's a bit crabby from time to time. But yeah, those are 225 35s, and again both 35 profiles front and rear, just so I can lay frame and get the car fitted how I want it.
Does look cool. The wheels, what are the wheels? ACS?
The AC Schnitzer's Type 1s.
Type 1.
Yeah. I actually pestered my friend Alex Wright for them for a long time, and he finally caved in and sold them to me. So yeah, I'm happy and pleased to have one set of these. They were pretty neglected, so they've been stripped. The barrels are 6.5J. They've been dipped in acid and then coated with satin black paint.
Yeah,
so the powder coated. And then the faces have been repainted too, and although you can't tell right now, the lips are nice and clean and polished. But this weather,
for a UK weather, it looks clean enough, really.
Yeah, bearing in mind it's December and the weather has been rubbish, I think they'll do all right. The front brakes, as you can see in the front,
it's got some bigger updated brakes in there.
Yeah, they're just off an E36 330. So,
46.
and again, it's a usual thing, isn't it? So once you take things apart, they've got a new piston, new seal. I've got radial line on it too, just a bit stiffer, and then obviously new discs, which are bigger, 325mm.
Yeah.
So that's I only done the front so far. I haven't done the rears yet.
Rears to come, you reckon? One day.
The rears, I want to get 328 ones from a 46 because they just bolt straight on. Actually, it's a similar thing to that. I can get 320Ds from a 46 or 328 from a 46. They're the same size.
Well, tell me about this lip, man. Or the spoiler.
It's a lovely.
What's it off originally?
Originally, well, is a rep. Sadly, these are genuine ones. Original ones are worth so much money, and I didn't want to pay too much for it. And again, it's one of those things that actually came with the car, and it just needed finishing. Really, it was rattle can, and it didn't look so good, but custom colours done a brilliant job. Really, just
it's all been painted now. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks a bit better, doesn't it? And the rear lights, there's nothing special. I just tinted them myself because I just wanted to just have a bit more of a transition.
Just nice and clean, really. It's done tastefully. No, it's not over the top.
Yeah, I don't really
just what we like
go for the usual black. Horrible tinted lights. Now, whilst we're at the back, so we've got
what's this down here?
This is a fancy wide rear diffuser.
Yeah.
It's version 1, so it's the old one. They have got a new version now. It's not much different, to be fair, but it's done me well, and I think it kind of finishes the car off.
Yeah, it does look cool.
36s like to rake forward quite a lot, you know. So that kind of levels it out a little bit.
Nice exhaust system. Has that been
changed?
Is
it's a Scorpion. Back box off an M3, so it's larger bore, and it's been stepped down to fit my 328 centre section. Underneath, obviously you can't see it, but I've had to do the usual stuff, you know, like polybush the diff, polybush the rear trailing arms, because it's a 36, they all have issues with them.
Yeah, they need doing.
Yeah, always. The front, I ended up just buying new arms, and then that's fine. Didn't polybush the front, didn't want it too rigid, not too stiff to drive.
What is the car originally? Is it a 323?
The original is the 323 also.
And you sort of uprated the power.
Yeah, I mean the 323.
What have you added to the engine bay? Has it got like an M50 manifold and all that in?
Yeah, N50 mani. I'll show you actually. It's probably easier, isn't it?
Pop the hood.
Right. So, usual 36 stuff. So, traction control delete. So there's no rubbish. Secondary
no one wants traction
throttle
control.
body.
Why would you want that?
No, it's just boring, isn't it? So you just got. This is the closest I could get to an ACS.
That does look nice.
Strap brace. Sorry.
Does look nice.
Yeah.
Again, not too in your face, is it? It's just nice and
No,
subtle.
I could have gone, or most people go for like the proper racer boy, you know, just go all one piece, but then it will make it too rigid. And again, I don't want to really ruin the car. I mean, people will probably, like you said earlier, people might say, oh, it's already ruined because you ran those at camber, but it drives fine.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is, it's the UK and our roads are absolutely shit, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you want a car that can sit like that, park up anywhere at a show, wherever, and look cool, and still be able to drive it hard.
Yeah.
And thanks to airlift, you can do that.
Yeah. I must admit, the kit's pretty good straight out of the box. That was. There's all we have to do is just cut down the level sensors a little bit, just the arms.
So it's got LF3H on it.
Yeah, it's 3P, and then I actually upgraded to H because
which has got height sensors.
That's right. Yeah, it's just easier because the car's fitted.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to have a peace of mind. But that's what we were on the engine bay, so 328 injectors, M50 manifold done properly.
M50 manifold. What does that add to the M50?
Doesn't necessarily add anything. I mean, people would always say online, oh, it gives you like an extra 20 or 30 horsepower. I don't actually know. I don't really necessarily think that's true, but it kind of levels out the power band on the car, gives you a much better flow. So, awesome. Yeah, and I've had a few in my 36s and they never let me down. They've been pretty good. Other than like, the usual stuff that guys get, which is your USDM kit, I wired that all out myself.
Yeah. So obviously over here in the UK, we like the US stuff, and in the US it's the opposite from what I've heard.
Yeah, and also it's not an M3, so I went for the usual, like, although it has got M3 front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper, and obviously the LCW wing, and then obviously in the M3 seats, things like wing mirrors, I didn't want to have M3 mirrors because it's one of the things, oh, it's an M3 straight away.
Yeah, you don't want it to be a rep.
No, it's not a rep as such, it's just that the sport bumper sits so much better.
So that's been added as well. Nice sport bumper.
That's the M3 one. The actual sport, it wouldn't have a mesh. It'll have a different grille on the front. Also, the car is actually a facelift. But as you notice here, these are pre-facelifts. It's got a pre-facelift nose cone, pre-facelift. Okay,
so the car is actually a facelifted car, but do you prefer the grills from the pre-facelift?
Yeah, I do. But I ended up going for just the pre-facelift wings. So the pre-facelift wings, it will look different. It won't have your normal teardrop side repeater. It will have what is basically a much smaller version of the E30 side repeater, which again I quite like. And at the front, you don't get the horrible bump that you get with a facelift on the grille. So you actually get this pretty like
all these subtle differences that probably no one, unless you're fully into 36s, no one would get. No one would even notice.
It's one of them, like the little bubbles here on the lights. So these little bubbles here, that will tell you the facelift lights.
What, those little?
Yeah, these little bits here, these tiny little bits, that tells you it's a facelift light.
Right.
But a lot of people probably won't necessarily spot that. I have the little things like cut out the ashtray as I don't smoke, and I've sunk in the.
So it's got the LF3H controller there. It's pretty cool. Again, done nicely.
Yeah, and I think one thing we forgot to mention is it's got a decat center section. It's actually just been, we cut it open, taking all the crap out of it, all the stuff that's good for the environment, taking all that out.
So it sounds pretty free now.
Yeah, it's just a bit more raspy. You know, I quite like these things. I had a 46 M3 before this, a few cars before this, and I really like that raspy sound, and everyone hated it, but I liked it, so I kind of wanted to bring that back over.
Why don't you start it up for us?
Yeah, sure. So it's an automatic levels, so as soon as you put the key in the ignition, it will go to drive height on its own. It's pretty warm already, so I can give it a little bit of a M52B25 is not the most desirable engine because it obviously it's pretty restricted, but with the same manifolds, the exhaust manifolds, the 328, which is actually have the same one, the M52. The centre section's from a 328 decatted. The rear section's from an M3, which is slightly better, slightly larger. With the manual gearbox and the M50 manifold, 328 injectors, traction control delete.
The list goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So many little things have been changed on this car.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But, and again, it's gradual. That's why I don't even know how long I've had it. I think it's close to 4 years. It must be
4
about
years.
that. Yeah, 3 or 4.
4 years of tinkering.
Yeah, yeah, on the drive. Most of it's been done, luckily, by myself. I've had friends that helped me out a lot actually. One of my mates that passed away a few years back, he had a garage close to me and he actually helped me fit the air ride because I was static before. Custom Colours helped out with the paint, which was a massive help. And then just, my mates like Alex and stuff with the wheels. I did have 18s in it that my mate Joey let me as well for a little bit, but
so it's run a few different setups in this time.
Yeah.
We first featured the car when it was on before the air ride, and it was on the OEM Plus style wheels, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, even them, they were.
I'll do a little throwback photo.
Yeah, they were style 19s actually. Those RTs. That's when it kind of all started, and it all literally went downhill from then.
Your bank balance went downhill from there on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty much your ride height now.
Yeah, that is ride height. Yeah.
So there's a lot of people say, you know, when you're on air ride, people run stupid pressure and drive the cars really high, but from our experience, my experience, your experience, the best thing to do is drive low, right? I mean, it handles better.
Yeah, I mean it does, and it takes a lot of tinkering though. You literally, it's quite scary when you first do it, because the way around it is to run as little pressure as possible in the bags, and then because you have it nice and low, but then you have to play around with the dampening, or you could just have it aired all the way up, but then what you do end up getting is you end up trashing your bags, you end up literally just collecting water in your bags, and it's no good. When you air out, you want to make sure all the air is out. When I air this car out, it's got no air in the bags at all. A lace frame and it's fitted, so I can't, can't complain. It has taken a long time, but I've got there in the end.
And it pretty much drives like it's on coilovers now, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I used to have 18k springs in the front, 22 in the back when it was static, and it was alright. But yeah, it's a little bit more comfortable now, especially with like the amount of stretch that I run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's drivable, I would say.
Sweet, man. Well, thanks for coming down and showing us the car.
No worries.
It is beautiful.
Thank you very much.